Some Transformers characters are named based on their function or personality quirk, such as Soundwave.
Soundwave, playback Laserbeak's findings. As you command, Megatron.
Or Swindle.
What are you willing to pay for it, Galvatron? I'll let you live to regret this treachery.
Others are named with a sense of epic, grand scale, such as Omega Supreme. But no other Transformers name brings on the sense of cool better than Jazz.
Hey Optimus, how'd you like to hear #1 on the Decepticon Hot Cassette Charts? As I believe the Earthlings say, lay it on me, man.
I'd like to thank my patrons and my channel members for your continued support. Consider becoming one, or purchase some merch on my Spring store today. Like others that came from Takara's Diaclone toy line, the Porsche 935 Turbo was one of the many licensed cars used for transforming car robots. Hasbro imported this figure to be among the first Autobot cars in the Transformers toy line in 1984 and was given the name Jazz. In his bio, as written by Bob Budiansky, Jazz is the Autobots' Special Operations Agent and Optimus Prime's indispensable right-hand man. With a love for Earth's culture, Jazz takes on the most dangerous missions competently with a cool and stylish demeanor. Armed with his photon rifle, flamethrowers, and high-decibel stereo speakers, he can dazzle Decepticons with a disorientating sound and light show. First introduced in the Marvel Comics, Jazz was one of the many Autobots aboard the Ark when it crash-landed on Earth 4 million years ago. Reawakening in the then-present day of 1984, Jazz was the cool Autobot who couldn't get enough of Earth's culture, even using his stereo speakers to introduce his teammates to popular music. Participating in the battles against the Decepticons on Earth, Jazz protected GB Blackrock and introduced the weapons manufacturer to the world of the Transformers, in turn allowing the Autobots to have a steady fuel supply. When the Autobots attempted to rescue Optimus Prime's head from the Decepticons, Shockwave delivered a fake head that, once connected to Prime's real body, turned and attacked the Autobots. After the real Optimus Prime was restored, Jazz was seen in Ratchet's repair bay among the other first-year Autobots to make room for the new ones introduced in 1985. As the US stories continued, Jazz was promoted to background character status under Grimlock's command of the Autobots. However, he did feature in a few UK exclusive stories, including leading a team of Autobots to England to discover a Man of Iron, being tortured and brainwashed by a time-traveling Galvatron, and teaming up with Hoist to stop the Constructicons from attacking a dam in the winter. Unfortunately, Jazz was one of the many Transformers killed by an underbase-powered Starscream. It was Jazz's appearance in the cartoon where the character saw the most prominence.
You dig it, huh, Spike? Well, let me rev up the decibels for you.
Yeah, get down.
One of the few Transformers seen with a Cybertronian mode in the pilot, Jazz was voiced by the late great talent of Scatman Crothers.
Right you are, and here's something for you.
He served as one of Optimus Prime's lieutenants, organizing the Autobots into a battle unit to face off against the Decepticons.
Autobot, start your engines. Ready, Prime? Let's roll.
As one of his many abilities, he saved Optimus more than once with his grappling hook. His loving Earth's culture and music, one of his weapons was a super-powered sound system that could disrupt the Decepticon sensors. As one of the Autobots' most trusted soldiers, Jazz participated in many battles against the Decepticons. His cool demeanor,
It's strong enough to have us for breakfast. Yeah, over easy and sunny side up.
love for Earth's music,
Hey guys, how about some tunes?
and distinct sounding voice made him very popular among fans.
Hey guys, that's Snow Fair.
Despite his figure being discontinued in 1986, Jazz's popularity assured his survival during the events of Transformers the movie. Stationed at Moonbase 1 alongside Cliffjumper to cover security,
We're about to send up a shuttle. Any Decepticon shenanigans in your area?
All clear
Jazz took charge while Optimus Prime left to face off against Megatron on Earth. Unfortunately, Moonbase 1 was attacked by Unicron,
Where'd that come from? Who cares? I'm more worried about where it's gone.
who devoured the base. They did try to escape, but
Yes, we're not getting away!
fortunately, Spike's son Daniel found them within Unicron and used the cannons on his exosuit to save his father and the Autobots.
Daniel! You did it!
Yeah, I did it!
Joining up with Rodimus Prime and the rest of the Autobots in the end, they rolled out of Unicron's eye before the Chaos Bringer exploded. In Season 3, Jazz made brief appearances as a background character, which included participating in the Galactic Olympics, fighting alongside Rodimus Prime when the Decepticons assaulted Cybertron, and scrambling for action along with Bumblebee as their home world was attacked by Tornadron. Unfortunately, coupled with the fact that his toy was discontinued, Jazz had no speaking roles during Season 3. After finishing his lines for Transformers the movie, Scatman Crothers became ill before recording of Season 3 even began.
We're about to send up a shuttle. Any Decepticon shenanigans in your area?
All clear, Jazz.
In fact, voice director Wally Burr filled in for Scatman Crothers during the second season episode, Kremzeek.
Maybe this will slow it down so we can find out.
Unfortunately, Scatman Crothers passed away in November of 1986. His genuine talent and charm will certainly be missed. However, Jazz's first appearance in Season 3 raised an interesting question. Who the heck is Monka Spanka? As Jazz won the race in the Galactic Olympics, instead of announcing Jazz as the winner, the announcer calls for someone else.
And the winner was Monka Spanka from the Argonon cluster.
This led to a lot of fan speculation if the character seen on screen was in fact Jazz. However, when paying attention to the cuts between scenes, it all seems to be edited together a little haphazardly, as the announcer was probably calling for a different event altogether. In fact, the original script actually calls for a dissolve cut, which would have helped indicate that this was certainly the case. This meant that Monka Spanka, as hilarious as his name sounds, was simply an unseen competitor in the Galactic Olympics. Interestingly enough, the Japanese dub of the episode took the scene at face value and properly announced Jazz as the winner, though it was with his Japanese name of Meister. He would later return in the Japanese exclusive series, The Headmasters, helping Optimus Prime battle against the Decepticons on Cybertron.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Being one of the most popular characters, Jazz was one of the few to receive more than one toy during Generation 1.
I'll hold them all as long as I can.
Along with Bumblebee, Grimlock, and Starscream, Jazz was released as a classic pretender in 1989.
Optimus Prime is under attack. He needs the greatest Transformers ever. Optimus, we're here as pretenders.
Jazz, Bumblebee, you're back.
While the cartoon was no longer being made by that point, Jazz returned to the pages of the Marvel Comics. It was explained that these prototype pretender shells had the ability to revive and repair a Transformer within, which thanks to Ratchet is how the four were able to come back online. The classic pretenders would end up battling Decepticons in the core of Cybertron, and inadvertently awaken Primus, the creator god of all Transformers. From there they participated in the Matrix quest, battling against the powerful Decepticon Thunderwing and a vicious creature known as the Matrix Spawn as they attempted to retrieve the Matrix. In 1990, Jazz was released as a non-transforming Action Master.
Who will join me? Who will give up the power to transform to become stronger, faster, more alive? I will!
To play into his cool factor, Jazz came packaged with his turbo board that could transform into a large cannon. Although he did not receive this upgrade in the comic itself, Jazz was present to battle against Unicron and in the UK exclusive and out-of-continuity stories of Earth Force. In Generation 2, a nacho cheese deco Jazz was proposed, but instead his G1 toy was released with a different set of racing decals and accessories. This is how he would appear as he fought alongside his fellow Autobots in the G2 comics. Late in G2's run, a design for Jazz was planned as a redeco of the Laser Cycle Road Rocket, but the figure was ultimately cancelled. Unfortunately, Jazz was absent during the Beast era and throughout the Unicron trilogy. However, his G1 self remained in the spotlight in the comics published in the 21st century. In the Dreamwave comics, Jazz was one of Optimus Prime's most trusted soldiers. He led a team of Autobots to stop a virus that turns organic life into metallic life, while Prime battled Megatron in San Francisco. When Shockwave came to Earth, Optimus left Jazz in charge, while he left Earth with Ultra Magnus. After losing a battle with Bruticus, the Autobots teamed up with the Earth Defense Command, and Jazz accompanied Marissa Fairborn to destroy an army of Insecticons. Afterward, Jazz met up with the rest of the Autobots on Earth as construction of Autobot City began. In the IDW comics, Jazz claimed to have taken his name from the many street bands in his hometown that in Cybertronian translates closer to manga marching. Joining the Autobots when the war broke out, Jazz became close friends with Optimus Prime and was one of the first of his soldiers to be stationed on Earth. He continued the fight against the Decepticons until Megatron had armed people with weapons made from his previous body. A police officer, John Powell, aimed at Bumblebee, and Jazz's training as a special ops agent kicked in as he killed the human. This event completely shell-shocked Jazz, as he no longer wanted to participate in the war. Once the battles were over, Jazz took to playing music on Cybertron at McAdams Oil House until Optimus Prime requested that Jazz come along with him on a new mission back to Earth. Eventually, he would surrender to human authorities to allow Rom, the Space Knight, access to a space bridge and attempt to stop Unicron. Throughout the franchise, Jazz has received numerous toys over the years, and unlike many other characters, he remained consistent in his overall design and even his personality. However, for many years, Porsche no longer wanted to be associated with the Transformers franchise, forcing the popular character to take on a different but similar looking sports car.
No. Dad! Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah, I am. You're not getting a Porsche.
The popularity of Jazz even ensured that he did appear in the first live-action film in 2007, transforming into a Pontiac Solstice and voiced by Darius McCrary. Jazz wowed audiences with his breakdancing skills and altogether sense of chill.
This looks like a cool place to kick it.
As Optimus Prime's right-hand man, Jazz cared for the well-being of his fellow Autobots, and his magnetic field generator could disarm any hostile threats. Unfortunately, because of his small size, he stood no chance against Megatron.
Come here, cretin. You want a piece of me? You want a piece? No! I want two!
Ratchet attempted to revive him, but was altogether unsuccessful.
But we couldn't save him. Jazz.
In Transformers Animated, Jazz was a member of the Elite Guard, serving alongside Sentinel Prime and Autobot Supreme Commander Ultra Magnus. Voiced by Phil Lamar, Jazz remained calm, cool, and collected.
Crazy. These organics each have their own look, their own style.
And would sometimes have to keep the peace between Sentinel and Optimus. As an expertly trained cyber ninja, Jazz was equipped with laser nunchaku, and took an alternate mode of a sweet sports car upon his arrival on Earth.
Besides, any species that could come up with a sweet ride like this can't be all bad.
When Ratchet saved Ultra Magnus from being completely killed by Shockwave, he returned to Earth with the Magnus Hammer. Jazz soon followed, joining up with the Earthbound Autobots.
And I got a vibe tells me I should be sitting in on this scene for a while. That is, if you bots are cool with it.
He assisted Prowl in mastering the Cyber Ninja technique, processor over matter.
Get with it, Prowl. The Allspark ain't just in your circuits, dig? It's grooving all around us.
At the end of the series, the two used the technique to reconstitute the Allspark by bringing all of the nearby fragments together. However, the energy used to accomplish this extinguished Prowl's spark.
And everybody's okay!
Not everybody.
Had the show continued for a fourth season, Jazz would have joined the main cast of Autobots along with RC. In the aligned continuity, the Exodus novel introduced Jazz as one of Orion Pax's closest friends. As seen in the War for Cybertron video game, Jazz was among the prisoners freed by Optimus. In Fall of Cybertron, and voiced by Troy Baker,
Have to do, Sideswipe. You ready, Clip Jumper? Always.
Jazz was a playable character, teaming up with Cliffjumper as they traveled through the Sea of Rust to find out what happened to Grimlock and his unit. Like his G1 counterpart, Jazz is able to use a grappling hook, though in-game he uses it much like Spider-Man. Jazz would return in 2015's Robots in Disguise, coming to Earth to help Bumblebee's crew take down the Decepticon fugitive Ped. Jazz showed off his skill with his sound and light show.
Aren't you forgetting someone?
Well, I didn't want to just presume.
Voiced by Arif S. Kitchen, Jazz also helped the young Autobot Sideswipe regain his confidence.
You're trying too hard. Just do what you do.
Jazz would later return to Earth in the series finale to help Optimus Prime stop Cybertron from invading the Earth. In 2017, the Power of the Primes toy line saw a new figure of Jazz that transformed into what resembled a Porsche 962. It also stirred a bit of controversy as well, as a small label printed with Cybertronian letters that were difficult to decipher. Some thought that the label stated Monka as a callback to his appearance in Five Faces of Darkness. However, it was discovered that the label actually read MAGA as a joke from a freelance artist. In an effort to keep politics out of toys, Hasbro issued a running change later in the toy's run that removed that label completely.
Look, if you stop shooting and start talking, maybe we can work something out.
His Power of the Primes design was also used for a new figure in the Transformers Cyberverse toy line. Although he was absent from the show, Jazz was mentioned by name by the Autobot turned Decepticon outlaw, Wild Wheel.
That's really funny, Jazz. Alright, see you on the flip side.
Many believe that Jazz would return to the big screen when Porsche finally allowed a silver and blue car to appear in Transformers Rise of the Beasts. Unfortunately, to many fans' dismay, this turned out to be Mirage.
The name's Mirage.
But that is a discussion for another day.
Hey man, I don't want to hurt you, but you get me steam.
In recent years, many new figures of Jazz have been released. This included his live-action incarnation in Studio Series, a callback to his appearance in Transformers the Movie in Studio Series 86, and even recreating his Cybertronian mode with an Origins figure as part of the Target-exclusive Buzzworthy Bumblebee toy line. In addition, as part of the Walmart-exclusive Toxitron collection, both of Jazz's unreleased G2 colors have been released, with the redeco of Road Rocket now reimagined as a new character named Laser Cycle.
But ain't you a sight for sore eyes?
Dazzling many with his cool demeanor and love of Earth's culture, Jazz still remains one of the most popular characters in the Transformers franchise. As one of Optimus Prime's closest lieutenants, this stylish Autobot is sure to be rolling in, impressing many with his kick and sound system for many years to come.
The musical sonic boom. Good old Jazz.
But what do you think? Is Jazz still one of the coolest Autobots? And what is your favorite version of the character? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you like this video, be sure to thumbs up and subscribe. I have many more Transformers videos like this coming soon, so stay tuned. And as always, until next time, till all are one.
Stand back, Bumblebee. It's my turn at bat.